Kyle from Pixelwave. Today I wanted to teach you guys how to get into real-time rendering. I've been playing a lot with D5 and it's been amazing to just kick things over. You got to kind of mess with materials a little bit and then you have almost real-time rendering, saving out still renders and animations very quickly. So let's get started. I've got this design, a booth. I had to rebrand it so it's mine so I don't get in trouble. A project I was working on, I had a client pop up and say, oh no, we need animations last minute, our meeting's in the morning. Thinking to myself, geez, I was rendering this out with Corona and it was taking about 30 minutes, 35 minutes per shot. And then I had 4 shots, so I was close to 2 hours in rendering, which is fine if I'm working on other things and it's just kind of in the background processing. But we needed some stuff that was very quick and fast turnaround, I should say. And they wanted also a couple design changes with that. So I needed speed. D5's a render engine based on UE. I don't know if it's 4 or 5, but in the click of a button, we can move this project over into D5, do what we need to do to get it looking right, and then start rendering out animations. So I'll show you how to do that. What I was using is this 3ds Max Live Sync. You install it, do what you need to do there. It's pretty simple. There's a lot of documentation on that, and you get this toolbar up at the top. So with a single click of a button, grab all this stuff. I don't even know if I need to select it all, to be honest, but select it all, and I'm going to say D5 here. It's going to open this guy up for us. Then we get a prompt here, and we're going to say new project. If you had a project already open that you were working on, you could resync it. So if you're doing changes in 3ds Max, you can then resync the project and it'll get pushed over into D5. This one's a new project, so we're going to say new project here, and it's going to open everything up and toss all of our geometry in. While it does that, let me go back here to 3ds Max. Oh, it's already done. Look how fast that is. Look at this, crazy. What the traditional workflow is, I believe, for D5 and 3ds Max is you don't even need to do lighting. I just wanted to show you, if you had a project you were already rendering in Corona, you had everything set up, how do you get it on over to D5? It's really just you can do like modeling. The best workflow I've seen, the most bare minimum, is you can just do all the modeling in 3ds Max and then kick everything over to D5 and do materials in D5. And you have to use their library. It's very extensive if you go with the Pro. I have the light free version. So there's 2,100, almost 2,200 materials that you can use. And it's basic stuff, like stone walls, bricks, wood floors, things of that nature. So they have a lot to work in. However, with a lot of my projects, I need very specific types of materials. Especially a lot of, graphics and things of that nature, wrapping things. So what I do is I do all my modeling and all my texturing in 3ds Max, and then I kick everything over to D5. And here we are. Doesn't look great. It's like an outside scene. I mean, if this is your vibe, cool, go for it. One thing is the lighting, once it comes over, I don't really like that I can't play with it very much. It's not something I have a lot of control with. It groups them all. So I nuke that whole thing. And then I just kind of go back and fix the lighting myself. So I'm going to go up here and go into fly mode. If I'm holding right mouse button and I push WASD on the keyboard, it kind of gets me to go around. If you want to speed up and slow down this process, you can roll in and out the mouse. Down at the bottom, it says movement speed. Let's see. You can scroll up, scroll down. Oh no, it's blocked by my camera. Down at the bottom left, holding the right mouse button and going in and out with your middle mouse button will speed and slow down the camera. So see how it's kind of fast. If I roll down, slows me down. Okay, so we're moving and shaking now in D5. So one thing that doesn't come over very well is self-illumination. It just doesn't come over, and I don't know why. So what I'll do is I'll come up and select this material. We'll have inspector up in the right, and it shows the base color, which is white, which is true, just the emissive is off. So I can go down here, go to color. We'll just hit 5. And it brings that back. Same thing with the TVs. If I click on this and I go to base color map, see we have the screen on there, the texture, it just doesn't put it in emissive when it comes over to D5. So copy this, we'll say emissive, and then we'll paste this in. And then set this 5, I tend to see is like a good value. So let's keep working. This 2 has emissive on it. We'll grab this, copy, paste, 5. This ball inside has emissive. There's also clouds on the outside. It looks like we got it. So let's go copy. We'll say paste. Now, this one's interesting. If I leave it white, it does a better job than if I use the map. I kind of figured that out while setting it up in D5. You could paste the map in. So if I clear this, it just, I don't know, it lit the ocean up a little better. Okay, so let's go to the environment itself. If I come up here, we'll say HDRI. I'm going to say no light. And sometimes there's an environment tab in here that you can pull out so you can't see it in the background. And so then we have this. Looks okay. Doesn't look bad, right? But we need to add lighting now. So up at the top, we'll say spotlight. Boop. I'll bring this up. And what I like to do is get one set up. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's go back to effects. I'm going to turn off auto exposure. I hate it. You can start to get into weird values with lighting when maybe you have one light that's crazy high, and then it makes all the other lights have to be crazy high, and it just doesn't balance right. So I always turn this off, and we'll go back to inspector, and we'll start messing with this. I like to do, as you guys have seen in my other video, around 4,500 warmer lights on the inside. It'll kind of give us a more inviting feel. Our eye will be drawn to it. 45 is looking kind of warm, so let's say 5,000. Like a warm white, I would say. Let's see here. Okay, and then we'll go attenuation radius. Oh, no. So then I'll do the cone angle, get that going, and we'll play with the intensity a little bit until I get something that I like. Okay, so then I'll duplicate this over here. This is just holding shift and then dragging. It moves it. So I'll move this guy into place back here. I'm just mimicking the lighting setup that I have in 3ds Max. Oops, pull this back. Poof. Okay, so we got those set up. Looking good. What I also have in 3ds Max is 4 overhead lights and then 1 or 2 lights lighting up my logos because they're a little dark. So let's pull this up. And there's no like instancing. It would be nice if there was. So again, that's why I get all my attributes set up. We're going to do attenuation radius. Let me do the cone angle. Get that down. And then attenuation radius is how far this light's going to travel. So I want it to travel pretty far. This one I want just a color of white. And then we can play with the intensity. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. You can see it at the top here on how it's playing with the environment. Yeah, something like 300 is fine. We'll do 4 of these. Again, holding shift and then dragging just duplicates it. We'll fly back down. Actually, I want to pull these out a little more. No, they should be fine. Okay, let's light up our logos now. We may not need it for the front. So if I drag this one over, what I'll do is I'll pull it back and we'll rotate it. And this guy needs to come down. So something like that. And we'll do another one in the front. Okay. So this just trips me out. When I started 3D back in 2012, like GPU rendering wasn't even like a thing. Maybe it was kind of in its infancy, but to be able to just do this in real time and then like, that's it. And then you take a picture and off you go. Like it's insane. It just blows my mind. So we can do more tweaking. This feels fine. It feels good. Feels like it's how I kind of want it to feel. So what's next? We have all these controls here under effects with like LUTs. I don't know. I like to keep it pretty clean. So I just kind of leave things as is. Oh, you know, do we have a glow material in here? Let's check. I think we did. Copy. Here, let's paste this in here. I was like, that's looking weird. I like the glow. Yeah, because this was glowing too. And if you push it really far, it starts to give you a bloom effect, and it will actually also affect GI too. So be mindful of not going too crazy with those values. I'm going to put it back down to something like 25. Okay, you guys, that's it. Now at this point, we can pull either images or video out of this. Let me actually show you guys both. So if I click image here, we just say 4K, a 16:9. I usually do 4,000 or 4,500. It updates. There are channels, which I won't get into. I'm not really doing much post work, I would say, with AI. Well, maybe I'll get into this in another video. And then we're just going to say render. And then we pick our location. And I'm just going to name it front. And then check this out. It takes maybe 30 seconds or so. It's really fast. That's it. 34 seconds. You have a render. You can even queue them up too. So watch this. Open folder. And here we go. Here's our render. That's crazy to me. It's that fast. Clean. 4K. Then 30 seconds. Blows my mind. Let me show you how to do the render queue here. So up in the upper left, we want to set our scenes, they call it. I don't know why they call it scenes. I wish they'd call it shots. But if I click one, it gives us our first shot. And let's just name this front. And then I'll whip around to the back because you got to get that backside too. Add that. And we'll say backside. And then I like to do an aerial as well. Wow, fly. See if I can get us over there. Something like this. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy. And then we'll say poof, and then we'll aerial, if I named it right. All right, so then we have all of these set up. I click front, it goes to the front. I click backside and aerial, right? Super easy. So now that I'm with aerial, I'm gonna say add to render queue. Oh yeah, we'll save it. Okay, now that it's saved, go back to render queue. We're gonna click this. And then you get this queue up here that's gonna start stacking stuff. And we'll get there in a sec. So then I go to front and we'll hit add to queue and backside, add to queue. And we go to the queue. Here it is. That's it. Pretty easy. Now it's queued it up off of our settings. Now that I think about it, I didn't queue it up for the right settings. But let's go back and I'll show you how to do that. So we'll delete these, grab all these, hit delete. Easy peasy. Go back and we'll do it again. So 16 by 9, 4K. Well, that's fine. We'll leave the resolution as is. Add to render queue. Go this side. Add to render queue. Go up here. Add to render queue. And then this is where it's going to end up. So let me change this. Okay, select folder. That's it. So I say all, and we'll do save and render. Okay, so it's already got 2 out, 1 out, 2 out, and well, I don't know why my settings change again. Anyways, it's already got 2 out, and oh no, it's working on the second one now. Again, 30 seconds a pop. I'll have all 3 of these images out like super quick. There you go. 32 seconds, 17 seconds, 17 seconds. Crazy. So one thing I forgot I was doing here is each of the shots are independent as far as resolution goes. So each shot, each scene as they call it, you need to go in and set the settings for. So if you look, the front has the correct settings, the 4K 16 by 9. So I'll say this and this for that, and then go down here and we'll have to do the same 16 by 9 4K and then 16 by 9 4K, and then add them to the render queue and you'll be fine. Let's do a video. It's so fast, man. All right, so I recorded how to create this movement and then realized my camera was blocking a lot of the shot. So this is what I kind of had going for this animation. Let me show you guys how to put this together without my mug in the way. So I'm just going to nuke all of this. Okay, so we are in the video tab, upper right. Let's get our first shot, or where the animation's going to start. So we'll say, move it up here, and I'm going to say create shot from current view. Then we're going to fly down here and get situated. And then we're going to click this button on the very end. So we're telling D5, go from way up here down to the bottom. Cool. Now I want to swing around this entire booth. We can add another shot. So I'll swing around like so, and we'll go boom. So then we get some funky movement, which I'll fix. Ew, that's looking like that. So let's say that we like the movement coming down, but we want to extend the pan around it. So I can go over here and we'll do this for 6 seconds. So then it ups the total time to 9. So it comes down pretty cool and then slows down. Why did it not slow down? It did, but it's not focusing. All right, let's fix the focus. If I click shot, we're going to say camera target, focus on the earth, and refresh. So now it's on the earth. What I don't like is that corner movement, so we'll fix that. That's looking kind of cool. It is clipping at the bottom, not clipping, but pulling cutting off the bottom of the design. So we'll fix that too. So what I'll do is on this shot here, we're going to say, I believe it's movement, ease in and out. So it comes down and then slows down. There we go. Let me get this going all the way around. We can even make this, let's say 8 seconds. So hit play. Yeah, nice smooth movement is what I'm looking for. I think I can even, if I go in the middle here and pull it back a little bit, I think, oh shoot, let's try it again. I think I can add a shot in there. Yeah, so then it doesn't cut out. I get a little weird wonk right there. So let's do this and I'll finish it out like this. Okay. Did it retain that? So it slows down. Yes, and then this whole thing. We'll have to adjust the seconds because I want this whole thing to be 8 seconds long. I think it's going to go real fast at the end because of this 3. Kind of speeds up a little bit. So we'll do, let's say 4 seconds and 4 seconds. And that should be that. Yep, now we're not getting cut off at the bottom. That's weird. I don't know why it's getting that little glitch. This whole thing, let's kill the target again, retarget it, see if that helps. Refresh. Is it going to do it? No. Good. So we just needed to retarget that. Okay. So what if we like that movement but want to add other movements? Like I want to showcase the side. Let's just say we had some big graphic we wanted to see. So what we do is do another one from current view. And then we'll do a slow pan around it. Update that. Let's see if we want to come in here and zoom in on this guy. Let's see. We'll say new from view, zoom in a little bit. So I want to increase this. You can increase the entire shot by using the number on the very right. So see how it says 11 seconds, but there's seconds in between what you can play with. I'm just going to put this whole thing at 6. And then we'll do one aerial shot kind of coming out. Like here, we'll do new shot and then pull out. And then, oops, try it again. Sometimes the playhead gets in the way. And then this will be 6. So we'll preview it real quick, real fast down, kind of go slow, comes around. I'm liking the feel of that. If we had some music going on in the background, it wouldn't feel as long, which is nice. Goes into our other shots. Ooh, let me teach you how to fix the easy ease. So easy ease on by default to me just feels really amateur because people who don't know how to use animation curves will just leave it on. So it looks, to me, it looks amateur because, again, it is to some degree. So we're going to say move linear. We'll do this for this shot too, move linear. So watch, it's not going to ease in and out on this shot. Oh, it did. Let's go back. Let's do rotation linear. Maybe it's picking up some of that too. So go back. So it should just go straight into movement is what I'm looking for. Okay, now that we got all that set up, let's get it to export. So really easy, down at the bottom right, we'll say 4K, 60 frames a second. We can pop it in a queue or we can render it immediately. I'm gonna render it immediately here and I'll choose the file location. Okay, it's gonna be or just show calculating here for a minute. I don't know why it's doing this, but then you'll see the time, and the time to me has been deceiving. So it's saying right there it's going to be like 13 hours, 9 hours. I have a 4090 in this system with a pretty beefy Intel processor. So obviously, depending on your hardware, you may have faster or slower render times. But again, these videos we're rendering within, I don't know, not even like 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. We'll see at the very end. But again, it's showing an hour left, but we're already at 15%. So don't let that fool you. And we'll look at the total time rendered when this thing finishes. The whole thing took 3 minutes, 40 seconds. It's so crazy to me, man. It's so crazy to me. It's just so fast how you can get this stuff out. Again, it wasn't an option in the past. Real-time rendering has been amazing. A great dynamic duo for someone getting into 3D would be using Blender to do all of your modeling, UV, maybe some texture work, and then D5. D5 is free. If you want to get into a paid version, and unlocks a ton of these materials, like if you go into assets, they even have models, which is nuts. Look at all this stuff up here. Models, materials, particles, scatters. A lot of it is, if you'll see it says Pro in the upper left of these. So there's tons of options if you go the Pro version. Pro version's $400 a year. Not terrible, but you could use the light version and Blender and get into 3D for free. And then just immediately, once you learn, start getting contracts and making money immediately. Craziness to me. But that's it. Reach out if you guys have any questions in the comments about this stuff. If you're using D5, let everyone know if you like it or if you don't like it. I'll try to answer any questions if you guys do have any. And I'll try to answer any questions. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.